Today's card is the Four of Swords. In the Four of Swords, we see a stained glass window, a church scene, with some swords on the wall, and a figure laying in peace, asleep on their fourth sword. At the conventional level, this represents knowing when to be still, to rest, to recover, to build up for your next big push, right? Strategic moments of rest and relaxation, which is absolutely true. You know, the skillful knowledge of when to act and when not. How to say yes to when the universe is open versus, resisting versus accepting. As we think of the strategic, the hermit sort of knowledge of, is just a more sophisticated version of this conventional understanding where, the hermit is deeply introspecting, and that is the knowing when to meditate, when to practice, when to relax, when to focus, conjuring up this deep, skillful use of the various aspects of the mind. At the magician or construct aware level, we see, especially the stained glass is a great metaphor. The stained glass is just pixels of colored glass, but we use it to trick ourselves to construct larger images, right? We construct, this is a person, or this is God, or this is a sun ray, but they're really just little broken pieces of glass. And when we look close up, we can see that. And so the magician sees, oh yes, that's right, I'm constructing this reality. I'm constructing the images, the notion that I need to rest, the notion that there is life and death, the notion that, that there's skillful use of these things versus not. But it's really at the unitive level, the fool recognizes, death is the cessation of desire, right? It's the ceasing of desire. As the third Zen patriarch says, to set aside what we like from what we dislike is a disease of the mind, and the great way is easy for those without preference. It's really this notion that to resist life is what we often call living. It is the struggle, the evolution by will, by force, rather than the observation, the participation of the unfolding. And so, when we let even the pixels fall away and realize that, we don't care which image we're looking at. There's a part of us that does. That's the ego. It'll always be there, but we don't have to fixate on it. We can withdraw our awareness completely from it into ourself. And so that contemplative pose of self-effulgence, of equanimity, is a beautiful picture of what happens when you burn through all your karma and you are simply left with, there's nothing left to do except to be, to sit in presence. And so the Four of Swords is a beautiful reminder for us to let go, to appreciate the swords still hanging on the wall, but to lie on the fundamental truth that we are awareness, that we want to stay in awareness, and that everything else is transitory and will fall away. It's not a doing, it's a being. And, it doesn't matter what the pixels look like. We can construct meaning all we want. And that's a fun game, and we will always do it. But we will also learn to stay centered in our awareness, in our fundamental peace that I am. Peace.